Well, everybody, we are here at 3:30. We're part of our Crafternoon moment. We have our series where we get to delve into the processes for artists to share their work, and you can follow along. You can maybe do the project too, or you can watch and enjoy. We will be streaming it so you can watch it later.
Well,
If you
everybody, we are here at 3:30.
Oh, I'm
We're
sorry.
part of our Crafternoon moment.
Mute myself.
Series where we get to
Sorry, we've got me on different screens. Okay, there we go. Katie, I'm so excited to turn it over to you. Thank you so much for being here. Here we go. Remove me.
Great. Well, thanks everybody for joining. I'm really excited about sharing chapbooks and pamphlet binding with everyone. I brought a couple of examples of ones that I've made to show you that you can put anything you want in there. Different types of paper or, let's see here, magazine pictures, um, really whatever pleases you. There's, you can also print out. This is our friend John Elliott made this book here during the residency, and he used a computer printer to print out the song lyrics and chords for a song that he wrote for an album that he wrote here. But then we sewed it up into a book, songbook, and there's another one that Daniel Nickerson wrote here, part of a series where he printed it on the computer printer and did a really nice silkscreen cover here and then sewed it up. But really it can be, any kind of imagery, or it can be blank. And today we're going to just be making blank books. You just fill up with whatever you want. Here's one that I just made today because I haven't made one in a while. I just got some paper, have some composition paper in there.
Katie, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but it's really hard to hear you. It's crackly. Can we get the microphone closer to you, maybe?
Let's see. Thanks for bringing that up. How about, is that any better?
It's still crackly. It's still really crackly, but we can hear you a little better. That's okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't have another option. I don't think easily.
That's okay. It's fine. Thank you.
Yeah. So today we're going to be making blank books, and so we start with paper. I have this in cuts, which makes really nice quick notebooks. Something to do with these random pieces of paper. You can also use any kind of paper you want, like computer paper, or I also had more composition paper and some nice typewriter paper. So I have that as an option. Just go to so there's definitely a lot of tools that you can have specific for bookmaking. I like to use this bone folder made out of bone. But I also wanted to show you that you can use a butter knife, or you can use your fingers, or spoon. Wooden spoon works. Here's what I like to do is match up the corners of the paper and then lay it flat. And then I'm using the back side of the butter knife that doesn't have the ridges on it, so I don't make ridges on my paper. And I do it from the middle, going down and then up. And so you fold your paper. There's definitely a lot of very specific rigid standards if you're in the fine arts bookmaking world with paper grain. Generally, you want to always fold with the grain of the paper for the rules, but I don't always follow the rules, so but it will potentially make your paper lay flatter and your book fold well and not kind of twist or anything. But you can play with it. The way you find out what the grain is, there's a couple of different ways. Here's a piece of computer paper, and I'm just folding it this way and this way, and whichever way folds easier, that's one way to tell the grain. So this one folds smooth, and this one. So this would be the way that I would cut this, and then I would fold it this way, be folding it with the grain. Can you hear me all right, everybody? There's an
It's just very crackly, but we can mostly hear it. It's okay. It's okay, not great, but we can hear you.
Okay, James is maybe going to try something out here. Another way you can tell if you can't tell by folding it is if you lay it over the edge of your counter. The way with the grain will fall lower. It'll fall farther down. So this would be the way of the grain is going long ways on this paper. So that's paper grain. Next, I have like a cooking show, some paper that I folded in advance. And so I'm going to talk about a 3-hole binding, but you can do, I like to do 5-hole binding a lot. That's what these little books are. You can do pretty much any odd number pretty simply, a bunch of other ways. There's nobody else in the sanctuary here making noise. Next will be punching your holes, and you can measure it out if you want. You can go willy-nilly if you want. There's no rules because it's your book. But I do like to do a little bit of measuring because I have my buttercrust ruler here, and I'm going to find the middle of my I'm making finding the middle of my pages here. So I'm going to make a mark in the middle, and then about the same amount side. Got my 3 dots, and you poke your hole from the inside out is the easiest. And I have this. This is actually a ceramics tool. You can use an awl, or you can use safety. It's also an option. And you want to make sure that your pages are really lined up side to side. So I'm just going to punch it from the inside. Making sure your pages, of course, are lined up. And then I have just picked out really cool biology photographs that we had in our collage stuff, but you can use anything you want for your cover. And I like to poke the holes on that last because I made a little bit of a margin inside of mine where the pages are covered. And it's easier to line it up for me if I do the other holes first, and I'm just only worrying about poking one hole. Let's see. Turning up my microphone a little bit. Maybe it says automatically adjust microphone setting. Maybe I should turn that
I'm
off.
not sure what it is. It's some kind of crackling. I don't know why it's crackling, but we're not sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna try turning off this adjust. Is that any different?
No,
No.
that's okay though. We're all getting used to it. It's like a cool old radio.
Yeah. There's also a suppressed background noise.
Try that one.
It's gotta do a thinking.
No, that's worse.
Word. Okay. I'll undo that. That's strange because we just tested it out earlier and it had no crackling. So sorry about that. I'm gonna poke some holes over here. And I have all of that written on this chalkboard behind me here. Got moved around a little bit. But so next is your thread. Normally I like to use wax linen thread. It's very strong and lasts a long time and doesn't stretch. You can also use dental floss, but not all dental floss is created equal. And embroidery floss, or any kind of thicker thread. And so the way that you figure out how much you need is you measure 3 times the length of your holes from hole to hole. So 1, there's 2, 3, times the hole. I'm going to cut there. And the next trick is bending the needle. And sometimes with this bigger thread, you have to kind of flatten it out a little bit to get it through. Then, of course, making the lines up. Start in the middle. And you can decide, you can see in the instructions it talks about over here, starting from the inside, but you can really decide if you want your knot to be on the outside, like this, then you would have to start on the outside. And if you want it to be on the inside, like this, then you start with your thread on the inside. So it's a choose your own adventure game here. Let's go with the inside here, going on the inside, and then leaving a little tail for tying a knot. And then this is the trickiest part here is when you're coming from the outside in, it's a little bit sometimes harder to line it up. And if you're meeting a lot of resistance, don't try so hard. Just wiggle it around a little bit till it lines up. So otherwise you can pretty easily start poking new holes, which is not what you want. So then go around to the outer part, to the upper hole, and then down here. You can always cut it a little bit longer if you want to, but I'm economy of string here. Okay, then I'm going to the last, back through the middle hole. Then I'm lining up the thread so that the long piece is in between the two tails. And then at this point, I like to do the tighten up. There's a really good song you can listen to. But trying to make sure that there's not any slack, but without trying to pull too much that I make the holes wider. And then I do a square square knot. Which basically. Voila, there you have your book. And so this, it kind of wants to flop open like this. So here at the sanctuary we have a book press, and that's pretty convenient. But also before I had access to a book press, I would just put it in a book and put it under the edge of something heavy like your table, chair, or something like that. And the other thing you'll notice is that the pages might not perfectly line up as you fold them together, and that's something in a commercial world they would cut these after it was sewed together to make them exactly line up. What you could do if you had a guillotine. Over here at Sanctuary we have one. So if you ever need your paper cut, you can give us a call. And yep, then flatten it up, and that's pretty much how you make a pen. We can do it a couple of times so that you can see it again. And let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to look in the chat again, see if there's anything besides the sound.
We haven't had any questions yet, but how many of these types of books have you made? Have you done any series of them, or how do you usually show them?
That series that I was showing you earlier, these ones, it's like a series of, let's see, 5 books or 6 books. But I also just make blank ones for my notebooks, and have helped a bunch of other people. It's a kind of a common thing at the sanctuary, that people want to make a notebook. Or the Apprentice Entertainment, which is a great group over at the Playhouse normally. Are y'all still doing that right now?
We sure are. We're sure doing that still.
Great. Hi,
Yeah.
Jack.
Hi, Katie. Yeah, we're still doing it. They're in fact working on a zine right now. So that will go forward. I
Cool.
should change my background. Look, I should change it so it's the groovy background. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. There we go.
Cool. Yeah, so that Jackie does or Sarah does it, right?
Sarah does it now. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been going for a while, probably 11 or 12 years.
Yeah. Pretty fun.
Yeah.
I kind of mostly help other people make their books.
Cool.
But I'm gonna make right now. Basically, just hang out and sew books together. Jackie
Okay.
can attend. Here's another one where I just use regular old notebook paper because I'm a notebook paper fan myself, creature of habit. And so just gonna poke some holes in it. And
Do you start in the middle?
starting in the middle, and then I like to do one kind of near the, there's no rules, but I generally do them about an inch from the top. If
Oh
I'm
yeah.
3, because I like to have it secure near the top. And yeah, just 3. You can be really particular if you're particular.
That's not my strong suit, being particular.
Art history book pages as cover, but also I've used like
Hey, let's see the cover. What's on the other side of the cover?
this one has this,
Oh.
and then on the inside is this. People shot. This one. Also, I like to use sometimes like a cereal box or a beer box or something, so it's a little bit more sturdy for like a rugged notebook you can take wherever.
Mm.
So yeah, my 3 holes in there, and then we could do with it. We could do one with embroidery thread. I haven't done that before. And so I'm going to measure 3 times the total length of the hole spacing here. And Jackie can attest, when you're making a whole bunch, you just end up measuring, you kind of can mark a thing on the table and then just cut all of your holes, cut all of your thread and punch all of your holes, fold everything, and then you kind of have, like how I have this one and I have this one. I just hung out by the fire and folded a bunch of pieces of paper. Well, I first tore them in half, and then and then folded them all. Now I'm going to sew them all. And that's the production way.
And then there was that time that we scored them too. Remember, on the kitchen table with a butter knife? In just sort of spread the what are they called? Leaves of the table a little bit apart.
Mm-hmm.
And then we scored because it was a heavier cardboard. So does that work like if you're making a heavier cardboard cover that you can score it that way?
Yeah, and then it makes it fold easier and kind of nestle in.
Yeah.
This one I'll do, let's see what I did last time. I did it for the outside, so then I'll make on the inside. Definitely don't try to force it if it's not going in the hole easily, because that just means you're making a new hole. You just go right through it really easily. On the back, and just repeat like times or something. How many do you usually put out?
I think we did like 120 the first year. I think they did 80 last year. I'm not sure. We don't have any left from last year, so it feels like 120 is about the good part. But when we did it with the sanctuary, we also screen printed the cover.
That's true.
Remember that? We did that whole screen print thing. And so we had some people folding and some people screen printing.
That's kind of a fun thing. Like this book is a lino cut that I made before. And so like a nice printer, nice paper on printer, on a computer printer. And then with fancy paper, and then it really makes it feel fancy.
Fancy. Well, you are fancy, so
A
that's good.
computer printout, and this one the same thing where it's all about your paper selection,
Right.
margins. Then you can make it just a computer printout feel pretty fancy with a nice cover and a little bit of fanciness on top of the regular old computer printer. Oh,
But you also have, don't you have a block, like a block thing where you put the little letters in? What's that called?
letterpress.
That's it. Thank you very much. A little letterpress where you can, once you're up and running again, people can come and pay to be involved in that and use some of those things. Is that correct?
It's true. I'm working on a poster right now. I could bring over if you want to see.
Yeah,
Um,
I do. Bring it over. I want to see it. Not to distract from your chapbook making, but I find all the other stuff fascinating as well.
Still need to move it around a little bit, but this is for our
Oh, cool.
radio hour.
J Street Regulars Radio Hour.
It's going to
That's
be,
cool.
I think there's a way I can mirror my screen, but this is a line cut that I made.
Uh-huh.
And then, yeah, each one of the letters is its own piece. So you kind of like write notes on a little note card of the different words you want, and then what font you use, and then you fill in all the gaps with, it's called lining and letting, the little metal lines that are in between
Right.
here, all the things to fill it out, and then these over here on this side are called coins, Q-U-O-I-N-S, and that's, they have a little key that twists in here that spreads it out, so it's like helps hold it into place
Oh, cool.
vertically. It all falls down.
And then you put ink on that. You use a, whatchamacallit, a brayer?
I use a brayer for my samples, but then if I want to print a bunch of them, we have a letterpress that does has ink rollers on it, and it will ink every time you pass the machine through to print a page. On the way back, it re-inks it automatically.
Oh, cool.
And so, pretty much this part is the part that takes the longest time, and setting it up on the press itself.
Mm-hmm.
You put the paper in the same spot every time. It will it'll print on the page in the same place,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can just keep printing, and then cleanup takes the other longest amount of time. Because it's all so normally when I'm doing a run, if I'm doing a smaller amount, then I'll just hand ink between each one. But if I'm doing a larger run, or if you're doing multiple prints, multiple jobs, like this is called a job, then of the same color, change out the piece that you're doing, but leave it all inked up, and then switch it, like have a printing day, and then everybody brings their thing, and you're printing in the
Right. So like if you were going to do a book, you'd have to do like, 60 pages of that, right? If you were going to letterpress a book?
Yeah, I'm working on a book project right now where I have I have a lino block,
Mm-hmm.
and so what I'm going to, I have it divided into 8 sections, and so each section will be a page. They're kind of like lids. And so each one of these will be a page, and so it'll be 8 images, and then I'll print all of that onto one sheet of paper, and then I'll go over and I'll set type into each sections, and then when I after that, then I'll reassemble it into the pages.
Did you say after you cut it up?
Yeah, so I'm gonna print it as one
Right.
big sheet, but then I'll cut it here, and then it will be like this will be 2 pages.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So then every other one side will be all letters set, and then the other
Will be lino.
okay.
Cool. That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to think of you by the fire because you kind of have this crackling thing going on too. And you talked about sitting by the fire and building chapbooks. So I'm like, I can hear you sitting by the fire.
I know I need the virtual background of
The fire. Yeah, I can't. I don't. That's Shoshana's job.
Yeah.
The virtual background.
Exactly. Somebody
I'm
else.
doing the real background. I'm here in the real background.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So I cut you off from making your chapbook. Were you finished? You're now just doing the strings, right?
Well, yeah. Well,
I distracted you from all the people who are watching.
once I just become a machine now, and I'm just reassembling together. I have another one. We could just keep doing it over and over again. But
Over
I
and over.
demonstrated. I could keep demonstrating.
Did you have what were you when was I there last? You were working on I think you were working on a book, a poetry book, maybe? I'm gonna change my glasses out.
I have a poetry book that's in the really slow motion works. Where
As poetry is meant to be.
I have given me material, and then I want to set their to letterpress their poems, and then I will make an image to go with it.
Oh, cool.
Have them printed together, and then I'll print them all. Because I really like doing the letterpress, but I don't always have the content for it.
Cool.
So I'm collaborating, and I really like the process of doing it in the books and whatnot. I like doing that part, but I don't always know what I want to carve. So it's been fun because I have there's a local poet, Katie Gurin, who's a scientist, and she does some science poems. And then Mark Shakuma has given me some poems.
Mark Shakuma. I haven't heard that name for a while.
Yeah, we're but yeah, he's a great poet, and yeah, he's laying low up there, up the hill.
Nice.
Yeah.
Does anybody out there watching have any questions for Katie? Is anyone out there building a book right now that they want to show us? I have been given the controls. I'm going to change my glasses out again. I just like to flip my fashion. It's like changing your dress all the time. We can, if you have a book that you've been making or working on, anyone out there? Oh, I like that book with the black and white there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it has the good. Another.
Palais. Ooh. And that's just like old paper, that old sort of school-lined paper, right?
Yeah, this is from a notepad that I have that just has like the glued top, so they don't it's better for like letter writing or something, or collage or something, but I thought it'd be fun to try out in the book because I like having lines on my notebook.
At one time, I got a whole bunch of elementary school large lined paper. Like, you know, when you were in elementary school and you'd have like 3 lines on a page and you'd write with the big fat pencil. I got a bunch of that donated. I don't know where it went though.
With the dotted line in the middle.
Yeah, with the dotted line in the middle so that you could put your K in the right place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
What are you doing there? You're just assembling the
I'm
pages.
assembling sample folders together. Make another one.
Nice.
You can also just use your fingers, but you have to make sure your fingers are clean.
Nice.
Smudge. You don't want to do that.
No. Oh, or maybe you do, just so that everyone knows that a human being did it.
True. It does human look. But yeah, the bone folder is pretty fun.
Yeah.
I think that I know they have the waxed linen at thread at Temptations,
Oh, at Fabric Temptations.
Arcata.
Right.
I don't know where you could I don't know if they have bone folders at the Art Center.
Maybe, or maybe at Just My Type in
Oh, yeah.
Eureka with
Yeah,
Lynn
probably.
Jones.
She's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, she's great too. So many great women. How do you keep up? Ah, sorry.
Yeah, Lynn Jones gave us the hot tip on our press that we have here.
Oh, great.
And in our other press, our little press, Patricia Sinek loaned it to us.
Oh, cool.
So yeah.
Nice. It's a great community that way.
Yeah.
People who have things and, you know, you have things and you give them to us. Computers, we have lights, we give them to you. Patty's got a print press. It all just keeps circulating around.
Yep.
Yeah. That's good.
Oh.
Talking permitted. Laura Munoz, would you like to say anything? I just saw that there's talking permitted right next to your name.
What is it?
It says talking permitted.
Oh, talking permitted.
Yeah.
I'm good.
So you did it from the middle and you did it from the outside? I was going to show you a book. We did this book once where we made a whole bunch of chapbooks and we put them together.
That sounds cool.
Does that seem like a thing? Like we sewed them, we made little books like this, and we made like, you know, a bunch of them. Here, let me do one of these. Like say this is a chapbook and this is a book, and then we put them all together and then we sewed them all together for a giant book that we made for Zero to Fierce.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. It was really
The giant, yeah, this huge book.
Yeah.
We should bring it out again and color in it while we're sitting around.
Yeah, I saw one example recently that was kind of interesting that I wanted to try where, like if this was the cover, folded it,
Yeah.
like an accordion sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so it had this going on.
Yes.
And then they sewed each section to one of those into
Oh, cool.
there. And then did another one in that spot.
Uh-huh.
And another one in the next spot.
Oh, I see.
I don't know if you can see that.
I can. Oh, yeah.
So then you have each one of these sets is called so
It's
you
called
could multiple signatures that way. And then I was thinking they had it where it kind of flopped open like that. But I thought it would be fun to try doing it where after you sew that together, then you sew You just tie
Right, that together.
that together, and then you have a thicker
And
bow.
then maybe you make those and you sew 3 of those together.
Yeah, and then you sew those together, and those together.
And so on and so on.
Exactly. Et cetera.
Etc., etc.
Uh-huh.
I was going to run upstairs and get the book so that I could show you that book if you. I don't want to. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Yep.
Sounds pretty great.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
try making this idea
ooh,
Right.
with orange thread.
here.
I'm going to run up and get that book actually because I want to see it. And then maybe I'll color in it while we do this book. Because I didn't bring up any paper with me to do a book because I don't follow instructions. I'm, challenged that way. Okay, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
Hold that.
I'll keep sewing. Try it on this one. Poking the hole through the cover. Going over there. There it is. Slightly. I know, I just kind of threw that. There's this needle, which might. Oh, should work. And sometimes you can squish the thread flat for the wax stuff, and that will help it get into the thick of it easier. I decided to try this new idea. Can't hear you.
Let's get my dog too. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Dun da da da. There it is.
Cool.
This is how we bound it.
See?
So we had, we had, I'm over here, like this.
The book looks enormous at this
I know, doesn't it? Blank pages that are just yearning to be filled. But it started to come undone.
Yeah.
So it feels like we should have used dental floss or something. But
Did you use the waxed linen on that? I can't remember.
it doesn't feel like it. It feels like it's just like thread, like string.
Yeah. Well, we have some here. And then that almost looks like Coptic binding, which is pretty great for.
It's like we bound little sections and then we stuck them all together.
One thing I know with when you're doing the Coptic binding,
Mm-hmm.
you do like one section, then you add another.
You what?
You sew one section, then you add another section, then you add another section.
Yeah.
It's really
And then
easy to glue.
Yeah, and then you put the big, like we have boards on the front that we covered in material.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, we put crayons out and kids sort of scribbled in it, which was unfortunate, but it's okay. I don't mind kids scribbling,
Yeah.
except for, when they write butts and farts, because that's what they wrote in here.
Part.
Here, I'll show you. Ready?
Oh yeah. I think I'm gonna take a picture of that.
It's true. Both of those things are true.
Make me laugh.
Yeah. But that's that.
Yeah.
Good. So I brought it out. That's good because it always comes out every festival, but it hasn't come out this festival.
Yeah.
And now it has.
Well, maybe we can try to sew it back together.
Yeah. That'd be great. My dog's lying in her bed and she's snoring a bit.
Well, thanks a lot for having me.
Well, thanks a lot for coming.
And well, pretty soon we're gonna get take this camera upstairs and get ready for.
Yeah. When do you want to? Do you want to do it sooner than later? Is anybody out there needing any help or advice or anything? Because I can run, I can run a YouTube video or something if you guys want to go and set the camera up and have a bit of breathing room.
Well,
It's up to you.
I think we're doing all right.
Okay, great. I'm doing all right too.
Yeah.
It's nice hanging out with you.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, what do I
got my second one on here on this experimental untested method I'm trying out now. Y'all are my guinea pigs.
what was different about it?
Well, I'm trying that style with the accordion.
Oh, right. That
Cover.
part, yeah.
Get multiple. Now I've got two going. Room for one more, which is good because I'm having some more pages.
I like your big chalkboard behind you too.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. A little bit of figuring out with at first it was backwards, and so I was writing everything backwards, but we figured out that you didn't have to.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty nice we've had some different other in-person down here.
You've had different other what?
In-person workshops. It's nice for people to be able to write out their scene in a large way.
Yeah.
Sean Powers did a great puppet making workshop.
Cool.
Had an indigo dye workshop.
Nice. Are you guys on at 5:00 with the J Street regulars?
We are.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to interfere with the cool stuff that's happening over there.
Pardon?
So we did a little bit of a switcheroo of hours.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah, well,
It's nice to be connected.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have a t-shirt. Do you want a t-shirt? Yeah, they're in the box there. Take one. We have so many T-shirts to give away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you want a Creamery District or a Playhouse T-shirt
I think I've got a really good.
collection.
Well, I have a good. It was from. I think it's this the
The what?
festival, Creamery Festival.
Yes, Creamery Festival.
Yeah, that's the one I have.
Nice.
Read. Gave one to my mom.
Nice.
T-shirt aficionado. So now let's look at this.
Yes. Oh, cool.
The three. I'll probably either need to somehow stylistically make this important or cut everything shorter. But then I think you could just sew through these to make
Yeah.
it not.
Uh-oh. You froze up.
So pardon?
You froze up there for a minute.
Gross.
Our internet? Are you back? Did I freeze?
We both froze. Well, you froze and I froze.
That's good. I think one time we did that, I froze and then Cora walked behind me. It was really great. Yeah, I'm not directly plugged in. I'm on Wi-Fi, so it might just be on my computer that it froze up because Shoshana is plugged in directly.
Yes, we're plugged in. But it definitely helps.
Nobody ever knows. Nobody knows. What? Pardon me?
Around as freely as you did earlier.
I what?
When you're plugged in, you can't wheel around everywhere.
I know, it's true. Yeah, I know. I was walking around with my laptop showing people all the people signing up for ramen. They served 102 bowls of ramen today.
Whoa.
Yeah, they did a good job. Hmm.
Was it like one flavor or were there multiple flavors?
There was tonkatsu pork and vegetarian.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so they sold 102 of them. It was a fundraiser for Centro del Pueblo. So that's good.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
What do they up to these days?
Hey Laura, what's Centro up to these days?
Well, we just finished the,
Do you want to talk?
oh, here.
Yeah. Oh, no, you can't. You have to come over here. Sorry. I'll unplug my things and then I'll talk.
Briefly, because I'm in the middle of something.
Oh, she's in the middle of something.
But
she
no,
doesn't have
hi.
to-
Hi, Katie.
Hi.
I'll do this.
We're vaccinated.
So we just finished the winter events by putting together 100 boxes of food and clothing, and we gave them away yesterday in Fortuna.
Wow,
And
congratulations.
that was a big thing. There were so many of us. There were like 22 people volunteering to just, so it went really smoothly and it was fun. Yeah, and after that, I'm not sure what's happening.
They're here on Saturday. They're doing, Brenda's doing a panel on Saturday at 1.
She told me that she's bringing somebody who sings, or she's gonna connect with somebody
Yeah.
who sings or something.
She's doing some singing. I'm going to introduce their younger activist women
Oh, great.
and show a little movie
Okay.
and talk about what they're up to. Saturday at 1, you can come and hear it from the horse's mouth, Katie.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Great. That'll
Yeah.
be a good post-birthday action.
Hey, when's your birthday?
Ready?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Katie. Happy birthday to you.
Katie, I didn't ask you guys to do the 1 minute dances because I know you guys go right after into your radio hour. Is that right?
No, right
Not in-
before.
Right before. But if you want to do 1 minute of something, you're welcome to.
Like
Most
a
people are
birthday
sending
dance.
videos. Right. I'm thinking of your birthday. So if you want to do a birthday dance or a birthday speech or a birthday poem or something.
Thanks.
I think you
I'll
should do
do
birthday sit and stare.
Right, you could do that too. Yes, a frown birthday.
So, yeah, I'll
How old are
contemplate
you
that.
gonna be,
Oh,
Katie?
okay, so this is.
Oh, I guess it's recording. You don't have to tell me how old you're gonna be. It's gonna be on
Okay.
YouTube Live, this whole thing. Conversation with Katie. Jackie just talks while Katie does productive things. Nice.
Nice to see you, Katie.
Good to see you too. All right, so I just sewed the
Oh, cool.
together, and there it is.
Nice.
New
I
day.
think you should do some sort of nice design on that front and back page that's like, um, you know, like a scout, like a, I don't know. I'm just, if it's like a tree or something and the tree is like this and you open it and then it's a whole forest, you know what I mean?
Fun, just like a sneak preview of what you can
Yeah.
do
Or
for
like the front is one thing, but when you open it up, it becomes a whole bunch of one thing. Like
That's
if it
interesting.
was a short little train and then you open it up and it's a really long train.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Kind of like that.
Yeah. So sometimes I'll make the books like this where they're just blank and I sew it together. When I made all of these books, I made all the pages with it not sewn together and I filled them up and I
Ah.
made order of everything. And then I
Yeah.
sewed it together afterwards.
Oh, I see.
Kind of like the layout process in what for the zine, but with this one, there's only one of each of these. There's not a bunch.
Right. Cool.
So you have to come over
Yeah.
to look at them. They're in the library.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. I guess the next step is to do like, some sort of collage, painting, drawing, something or other in the books.
Yeah.
Or like you said, you could
Whatever
do
your jam is, you know.
whatever your jam is. I like jam.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. Well, excellent.
Excellent. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. Anybody have any questions out there? Hello? Hello out there in Radio Land. Thank you very much for coming, Katie. I look forward to hearing the radio hour at 5 o'clock. And
Yep.
seeing you in person. That'll be good.
Okay. Let's do that.
Okay. Let's
Yeah.
do that. I think that I can share my screen. Oh, wait. Hi. Thanks for showing off your book building skills. I'm going to give it a shot, says Monica.
Great.
Thanks, Monica.
Thanks, Monica.
Hope I wasn't too
Feel free to
distracted.
reach out to the sanctuary after all this COVID stuff lifts. People can come over regularly, and we have all the stuff to do this.
Yeah. And lino printing and all kinds of
Yep.
stuff and sewing and Taco Tuesdays. And
Yep. That'd be great.
yeah, you guys are awesome over there.
Thanks.
I love what you do. So thanks for keeping it. I'm going to use a cute gift card from a friend as the cover. Oh, OMGGG. Sounds amazing.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, good idea.
Cool.
Yeah, let us see it. Take a picture of it and post it on Instagram and put it, attach it, hashtag us. I think that
You froze again.
share it around and say, look what Monica did.
Yeah.
Thanks, Monica.
All right.
Okay, we will see you at 5.
All right.
Okay. Ciao.
Wow.
Bye. Okay, everybody.